show up, then we still have it. Yeah, we slide around this coast. Yeah, we glowing up, but we still trapped. Sitting high up on the stone. Put my foes out, got the world clapping. Yeah, we vibing up in this show. So your main girl in the private section. Yeah, we ride around this ghost. If we show up, then we still have it. Yeah, we slide around this coast. Yeah, we glowing up, but we still trapped. Sitting high up on the stone. Put my foes out, got the world clapping. Yeah, we vibing up in this show. So your main girl in the private section. Yeah, glowing up, but we still trapped. That's how a nigga survives. Flowing out, got the crowd packed. Yeah, that's how a nigga provides. Y'all insta this, y'all snap that, y'all diss this, and they snap back. Another mass shooting in the headlines. I'm like, damn, where that attack at? Cause y'all think this about race. They font that shit in your face. It's like every day it's the same agenda. It's really not that hard to trace. Fuck it, we might as well face it. Accept it, whatever it's wrapped in. There'll come a day when they run out of grace. So me and my niggas stay trapping. Yeah, ride around this ghost. If we show up, then we still have it. Yeah, we slide around this coast. Yeah, we glowing up, but we still trapped. Sitting high up on the stone. Put my foes out, got the world clapping. Yeah, we vibing up in this show. So your main girl in the private section. Hey, someone be too who I wanted to be and then what I became. Ended up going my own way, but I couldn't stay in my lane. Now if I'm honest, I've taken a liking to wearing these chains. They hold me down, make it easier when I start feeling the pain. Out of the overflow, your heart, they say your mouth speaks. Well, my heart must be fucked up, cause I can't speak and I can't sleep. So I stay woke in this daydream. Got shit to do, got the world to see. Got the same crew, got some new fleets. This an empire, fuck a boutique, that's real. I only say what I feel, got a new plate with the same meal. On a new height with the same chill. Y'all too fake, I stay real. Got cast down from heaven, but I'm too good to stay in hell. I don't know where the story ends, but I keep writing like, oh well, oh well. Yeah, I keep writing like, oh well, oh well. Yeah. Hey, I don't know where the story ends, but I keep writing like, oh well, oh well. Yeah, we ride around this ghost. If we show up, then we still have it. Yeah, we slide around this coast. Yeah, we glowing up, but we still trapped. Sitting high up on the stone. Put my foes out, got the world clapping. Yeah, we vibing up in this show. So your main girl in the private section. Yeah, we ride around this ghost. If we show up, then we still have it. Yeah, we slide around this coast. Yeah, we glowing up, but we still trapped. Sitting high up on the stone. Put my foes out, got the world clapping. Yeah, we vibing up in this show. So your main girl in the private section. Yeah.
Swole Normuth.
The sun is shining, the birds are chirping, the bacon is sizzling. Welcome to the Daily Swole.
Testing, testing, testicles, testicles. Welcome everyone to episode 14 hundo and 15 of the Daily Mother Swole, the most muscular Swolecast, Beardcast, Broadcast, Gamecast, Mancast, Pimpcast, Sleazecast, and Slaycast in the fucking realm. Because when I flex, you flex, we all flex our biceps. What is going on? Beaches, booshes, bustas, hustlers, and hoes. It's your boy, Papa Swolio. What's going on, everyone? How are we doing? How is everyone doing? It is awfully quiet in here today, and it looks like maybe this is going to be a solo cast. I'm not seeing the comments pop up anymore. Oh my God, did we just freeze up in here? Looks like it's pretty good. I can't tell. I think everyone... I was suspecting and I was wondering if this was going to happen, if all of a sudden the internet was going to start getting fucked up because now everyone's at home and all people are doing are just using the internet. So I assume that a lot of the connectivity and a lot of the issues, even if you have full internet service, and I'm streaming perfectly fine right now, I had a feeling that a lot of this stuff was going to get overloaded because now you don't have as many people working on site. A lot of you are working remotely because I'm not seeing any fucking comments pop up, but it doesn't matter. I have a topic that I want to talk about anyway, so even if it's a one-sided conversation, it's all good. You'll still get the content. So right now the comments are frozen on the screen, so we'll just begin as per normal. I'll just pretend like the comments are popping up, so it happens. Chugston Churchill. So let's see, tomorrow Sunday is Ask Papa Swolio live, so I will make an announcement what time. As soon as I know about what time I'll go live, maybe I'll pop on Instagram story and give you a heads up. Of course, if you are an unlimited member, I will send you a Swole text and let you know and send you a link. And that's going to be the first thing. So tomorrow is an Ask Papa Swolio live. Now, for those of you that have been asking, I briefly mentioned it yesterday. We're going to do it a little bit different way. For those of you that are interested in supporting the Swole fam and donating to support for those that might not be able to, that might be going through some financial difficulties and things like that. If you're interested in supporting, what you're going to do is you're going to send us an email to support@swolenormous.com. Okay. Support@swolenormous.com. The same place you email for the Swole cards, just send an email to support@swolenormous.com. If you are interested, and just put in the subject, put a Swole support or Swole fam support or donation. And then we'll give you, we'll be updating you and adding you to a list, and just, sending you a response with a link with more information, more details. So you can support other people in the Swole fam. And a lot of you are dealing with a lot of shit. We all are, we all are to different extents. And one of the things that is really, I guess, puts everyone in the same boat, because everyone's got different situations financially, socially, health wise. Even if you are in good condition, even if you're healthy and you're safe, someone that you know or someone that you care about might not be. And that's one of the problems is, even if you are healthy, not exhibiting symptoms, you might have the coronavirus, you might be able to pass it on. Even if you are not at risk yourself, even if you contract it and you're just personally not at major risk, you have the sniffles, you don't really get the full brunt of it, which is a good thing, but you don't have a strong response, or you get a strain of it that is not, whatever the updates are with it, what the latest and the greatest is, or the latest and the worst is, not up to the last fucking minute. So those of you that are watching live, that are commenting, whether or not I see your comments, just drop that in the comments below with what you're aware of. But as we are all generally aware of, it's getting worse, and that's expected. So we need some sweeping measures that really ramps up the defense and ramps up the preparation, and we need to fucking lock shit down. We need to do whatever we can to put a halt to this. And, going in, there's no fucking half pregnant. Either you're fucking pregnant or you're not. You are or you're not. So that's kind of where I want to go with this. Either you're doing it or you're not. And this is like where I'm going to segue into like the main topic. But if you want to support the Swole fam and people that are going through struggles and, personal situations that might inhibit them from maintaining their membership to the Swole fam, just send us an email to support@swolenormous.com with your information, with, what you're writing about. Just put that in the subject, and then let us know in the body of the email, and we'll get back to you with how you can do that. One of the things that we need to remember is this is still brand new. A lot of people have been under quarantine for a couple days, but it's brand new. In the United States, there hasn't been like major lockdowns everywhere yet. Some places are already really doing it and starting to really restrict unnecessary travel in many different ways. It's just something that needs to happen everywhere. The slow closing of things is what's really going to prolong this and lead to that bigger wave or that larger curve, and that, unfortunate dragging out of this situation. Unfortunately, like that's what's going to happen. The longer it takes for us to make those changes as a country and as a world, the longer this is going to work through the population, and the faster before we can produce the appropriate measures of defense, whether it's antiviral treatments. That probably will come first, of course, and there's some stories of some successes with that, and what the best option with that can come from it. Hopefully anything that is a viable option is on the table and getting implemented, and people are getting better. So let's hope that is the direction this goes. But we also need to be aggressive so this doesn't come back with a vengeance in the winter again. So if it takes us 3, 4, 5 months, that takes us into August, September, July, whatever it is. We're only a month or two away until October, November flu season starts again. And fuck, I mean, we're just kind of coming out of flu season. We don't need weakened immune systems again going into the holidays, and then this hitting even harder. So, hopefully by that time, whatever that first, we have things in place, and hopefully things can get mitigated, or at least we can try to at least fucking break even to get started. So where am I going with this? Like, what's the point of me breaking this down? What I really want to get across today is consistency, is adaptability. That's what this episode is about. So again, it looks like the live chat isn't really working for me, so I'm not reading comments because it's kind of frozen on the screen, and I'm seeing perfect streaming quality on my end. All my data shows it's streaming fine, but the chat is not connecting. So hopefully this is not something that continues, but if we have a lot of people overloading servers, a lot of people using the same thing, less people working there, more people doing remote work, whether who knows what's going on. So this, of course, will be uploaded to the podcast. So if you can catch it or it's frustrating or whatever, hopefully you listen in. And if not, you can listen later. So I'm still going to lay down the knowledge cock right now for you for a Saturday night, because I know you're all super busy on a Saturday night. There's so many things to do, so many places to go, right? Let me whet my whistle before we fucking drop some sack. So it'll work out in the end. This will work out in the end. This whole with the live chat thing, this will work out, because this message is going to be only needs to be one-sided today. So let's talk consistency. Let's talk adaptability. And one of the things that we have to recognize in this situation is we have to learn how to create a new normal. We have to adapt to a situation. And it's very similar to what we always talk about with weight training. Your body doesn't know what's good or bad. Your body doesn't care if it's sunny or rainy. Your body responds to the environment that it's in. Your body will respond to the environment that you put it in. If you put your body in an environment where it has to resist heavy weights, where it has to do many sets and many reps, and it goes 5 or 6 days a week, your body is going to adapt to be able to handle that 4 days a week, 5 days a week. Your body will try its best to adapt to running, to swimming, to playing basketball, to powerlifting, whatever it is. Your body adapts to that stress over time. If you're sleeping well, if you're eating well, if you're training a certain way regularly over and over again, if you're mitigating injury and you're staying consistent, you're going to build benefits in that area. Now, whether or not you can be the strongest power lifter of all time, whether or not you're going to be the fastest runner, those are all, sometimes you might love running, but you're never going to be a marathon runner. You might love running, love the sport of running, love everything about running, but you're never going to win a race. So just because you aren't necessarily going to be the best in that sport doesn't mean you can't be the most knowledgeable, and doesn't mean you can't have a true passion for it. Like in fitness, for example, exercise. Am I the strongest person in the world? No, I never will be. Am I the most muscular? No, and I never will be. Am I going to have the most beautiful beard? Well, obviously I already do. So I don't have to worry about that. Oh, look at this. Look at the beard. No, but I'm not going to be the best. Like, how do you measure half of that thing? But I'm not going to ever have the best abs or the best biceps or the best this. Like, what does that mean? And it's really only a competition between me, myself. And in terms of a competition for me, it's like learning new skills and trying new things and developing my physique and staying consistent. Everyone's goals and everyone's sweet spot and everyone's definition of success should be very individualized. So what does being adaptable in this situation mean? What does that mean in terms of being adaptable? How does the fitness adaptability relate to this situation? Well, we have to adapt to a new way of living. We're not able to be as social in person the way we have been, at least for the time being. And I'm sure as a result of this, a lot of things are going to change in general, because this is going to be a paranoia. This is going to be a very sensitive situation for a long time. And hopefully in that time period, we don't get hit with another one that pops out within that time period, or it doesn't come back, or we don't have another worse one in a few years. So hopefully the lessons are learned. We can learn, we can see our vulnerability in this situation. And the next time we get a whiff of this, it's fucking boom, boom, boom. We know how to shut this shit down, close everything off. We know how to lock shit down and wait it out or handle these types of emergency situations faster next time. But now that we're in this situation, we have to adapt. Like, what's our choice? Let's look at the seven pillars of Swolenormous. So the 7 pillars starts with really the most important thing, and one of the real reasons why we're here right now is community. All right. Community is the number one, or the first pillar of Swolenormous. Now I say number one, number one doesn't mean it's the most important and that all the other ones don't matter as much. But what this does mean is that, hold on a second. There we go. What this does mean is, for our intents and purpose, it's the true foundation, because you need to surround yourself and your environment, whether it's your physical environment, the people around you environment, what you surround yourself with is absolutely a reflection of your choices. And who you surround yourself with is what you're going to end up being. You're going to mold and adapt and blend and become. You're going to become who and what you surround yourself with. So the people that you surround yourself with is so important. Now, in this time with quarantine, you might be stuck with people that you don't really like. You might be stuck with people that are not really on your same line of thinking. You might be around people that don't agree with you, that don't agree with the severity of the situation. You might be around people that are stubborn, that aren't listening to and heeding the warnings of authorities and experts. Or you might be around people that are encouraging you to eat crap, or you might, whatever it is, you might not have a choice. In some situations before this, when you didn't have to quarantine, you didn't have to be stuck in a room or a house with people that you might be family, but you might not really like spending time with them. We can't choose our family. We can't choose who we grew up with and whatever that situation is. So we have to do the best we can. Like, how are we going to do the most important pillar? How are we going to do, and how are we going to focus on consistency? Because we go through the pillars. Let me just actually, for those of you that might not be aware, this computer's freaking out. Everything's losing this shit today. Pillar 2 is nutrition. 3 is training. These are all the things that we can be focusing on, even in this time. Recovery. We have plenty of time for that. Mobility, practicing your yoga, practicing your joint range of motion, any kind of stretching, activation. But pillar 7, we have mindfulness. I'm sorry, that skipped mindfulness. What is going on here? Why is it going from 5 to 7? Did I lose the 6th pillar in my PDF? What the fuck is that? The hell is this? What the shit? What is going on here? Where's the 6th fucking pillar? What the fuck? Why is it next to pillar number 1? All right, whatever. There it is. Mindfulness. Okay. And consistency. So 7 is consistency. So let's talk about consistency. That's what I wanted to talk about. Adaptability and consistency are pretty much the same thing in our discussion. So how do you stay consistent? How do you stay consistent? You stay consistent by being adaptable. You stay consistent by adjusting to the situation and doing what you need to do anyway. That's what it means to be consistent. It means to adapt. It means to adjust to your situation, make the best of it, and do what you need to do because that's what you're doing. And every day is going to look different from one to the next. It's not going to look the same. And this is going to be around here for a while. This current situation, I got a lot of messages on my Instagram story because I noticed that ironically, everyone's home and everyone's on their phone and you think so, but there's a lot less action. There's a lot less action. There's a lot less communication. I just think there's a lot less positivity. I think people are really, it's 1 or 2 days like, wow, quarantine, this is brand new. And I think even after 2 days or 3 days, people are already losing their fucking minds. I think people are on so much edge that they don't realize how vulnerable they are just being in the company of themselves. And this is why mindfulness is so important. This is why meditation is so important. Think about this, fam. If we can hone that skill of going inside our own minds and practicing meditation, using this opportunity to build that skill, it's going to help us throughout this entire ordeal. And it's just one piece of the puzzle. But man, if we lose our fucking heads over this, everything else is going to crumble. And we have to adapt. That is the change. We are not around a lot of people. We're not able to go and do things freely. And we don't know the outcome. We don't know where this is going. We don't know what's going to happen. So we get fearful. And then we have anxiety. And it's really important that we take action and we do what we need to do. But it's very important that we don't have this like high level of anxiety all the time, because that's not serving us at all. That's not helping us. That's not going to be giving us any value or those around us. We need to make sure we're taking care of ourselves and we are going within, because the real strength training in this whole exercise, in this whole situation, the real strength training is going to be managing your sanity and creating purpose and creating habits and creating schedule and creating activities and things that you can do and that you can practice and things that you can get better at in a time where we're not allowed to go do anything. Like, we need to stay home. We need to stay home. We need to be isolated, and we need to take care of this situation. So how do we do that without fucking going crazy? A lot of people are already crazy. A lot of people are already medicated up, drinking, taking fucking pills. I mean, we have a lot of people that are very unhealthy mentally, and we need to be mindful of that, but we can't succumb to that ourselves. It's a choice. It's a choice if we want to allow that negativity, if we want to allow that situation to overtake us. It's our choice if we want to allow that to happen. We don't have to allow that to happen. We can practice meditation. We can be more mindful. We can practice those skills. We can lift weights with our mind. We can train that way. And it's very important. That's how we will adapt. We have no choice but to adapt. If we don't adapt, we die. If we don't die physically, we die mentally and emotionally. And then eventually we die physically, and then we just wasted our fucking time. The crazy thing about this situation is that every single one of us, we're in the same boat. The same thing. You can't hide from this kind of thing. You can't hide. We have to work together, separately, but together. And the way that we work in together is to be separate. Luckily, fucking fortunately, we have the internet. Fortunately, I'm able to live stream. Even though I can't see your comments right now, we're able to live stream. I'm able to do a podcast. We're able to have this community, even though we're worlds apart in many ways, countries apart. We're literally across the ocean. A lot of you listen from Europe and Australia, Japan. Like, we have a lot of people from all over the world, of course, across Canada and the United States and South America. Like, you're watching from everywhere, which is amazing. So we have that international, we have that Swole fam, we have that community, but we need to keep that strong. We need to be consistent. So it's important that we're here every day. It's important that we're showing up every day. And I want to respond a little bit. I haven't really seen the full comment or the full scope of the question, but I think I've gotten a little bit of a feedback. I couldn't tell because I posted in the story because it felt like there wasn't a lot of action. So I posted one of those little question stickers, and I said, "What's going on? I know there's a lot of stress going on, but what's going on? Tell me what your concerns are." And people are worried about their jobs. People are worried about getting sick. They're getting stressed out because they can't go to the gym. And it's really like, heart-wrenching, because there's a lot of despair and there's a lot of fear and anxiety and worry. And it was really like, I could sense that, but there wasn't a lot of action on response to the previous sticker for questions for Ask Papa Swole. And then I posted that question. Then there's a flood. I think people are just bummed out. You don't really have gym questions. You don't really have nutrition questions when you don't have options and choices, and you're scared if you're going to have food, or you're going to have toilet paper, or you're going to be able to leave the house, or your friends are going to get sick, or it's a really stressful time. And I got a couple of the responses, one or two, it was, it gave the impression that I don't care. It got cut off. I guess someone typed too much, but one says, "Act like you care, show some empathy. Act like I care." Let's see. Someone said, "Usually any other day, I love how you come across, but I'm in California and maybe share your same." It got cut off. They didn't keep on talking. So I want to say something to those people and to everyone. I really want to make it really fucking clear. Anyone that thinks I don't care, you're out of your fucking mind. Okay? Another thing that I'm not going to do is I'm not going to change the type of content that I'm going to do, because we need some fucking normalcy right now. I understand where that person's coming from, and I have plenty of empathy, and I've made many YouTube videos talking about that, how we have to stick together, and that's literally what I do every single day. If you don't like my approach, if I say, "Don't be a bitch, get to the fucking gym, go work out," then don't follow my page, because I don't care if there's a virus outside or not. You better be fucking taking care of your body. If you don't have a lot of options for food, you do the best you can. We're all going to have to always do the best we can, no matter what the situation. If we only have options for rice or pasta, I'm going to choose rice. I'm going to make the best decision I fucking can. And everyone needs to. We can't be fucking soft either. We can't be fucking bitches. And I'm not saying that, I mean, this is a very serious situation, but we have to be tough. We have to understand that this is something that we have to overcome. We have to adapt. And if we don't, if we sit back and whine and complain and cry about it, that's not helping anyone. That's not helping anyone. It's quite the opposite. It's hurting you and it's hurting those around you that are depending on you. And that's everyone. We're all depending on each other. So you selfish fucks out there that are still going out and partying and socializing and perpetuating this problem, this is going to be on you. If it prolongs, like, we need to take it seriously across the board. But we can't just stop everything that we do. So all my content is straightforward. It's how I feel. I think this is a huge fucking problem. I think a lot of people aren't taking it seriously. I think it's a lot of changes, but it's too late. It should have been done a long time ago. I think we're in for a fucking shitstorm that we're not prepared for. But the severity of it, no one really knows. I hope it's not bad. I really do. I hope it gets a lot better very, very fast. But it's hard to say because there's still partying going on. There's still a lot of just mingling that is obviously spreading the problem more. So we're trying to take a bucket to dump out water with a ship like the fucking Titanic, a huge fucking hole in the side, and we're taking a bucket trying to pour out water. We need to stop. We need to patch up the fucking hole. We need a new goddamn boat. But we need to stop the fucking bleeding. We need to stop the leak. So the one thing I'm not going to do is I'm not going to succumb and roll up a fucking white flag and change how I communicate. I'm not going to change how I communicate. I'm not going to stop putting nuts on chins. I'm not going to stop telling you to not be a pussy. I'm not going to stop telling people to take care of themselves. There are always people that are sick and dying in this world. Always. Coronavirus or not, they're in different countries, but no one gives a fuck unless there's a goddamn pandemic. There are people dying from fevers and illnesses and the flu every fucking day. Every single one matters. But if we worry about each one every single day, we don't do any work. We just sit there and fucking worry and then nothing gets done. We have to do the best we can. So in this situation, yeah, a lot of people domestically are dealing with shit. Everyone's dealing with shit. Either you're fucking sick or you're stuck in your house or your room, your apartment, your school, your dorm, and you can't fucking leave. People will go insane. You do realize that's how they torture prisoners. Okay? If you're naughty in prison, where do you go? Solitary. When you rape and murder people, you can go to G-pop, right? You can go to maximum and you're not in complete solitary. There are some hardened fucking criminals that aren't in solitary. When they're bad, in the prison with all the bad people, they go to solitary. That's like the worst thing for a person. That's a punishment. And now everyone is being subjected to a form of that. And it's important that we are aware that that is very dangerous for people. It's very dangerous for the mind. And it's very dangerous if you don't take care of yourself. It's very dangerous if you don't invest in building that resolve and building that reservoir. You have to build up your arsenal. You have to strengthen it. You strengthen your biceps. You do squats. You do lunges and deadlifts. Everyone loves to get, hey, my bench went up. Well, have you practiced meditation lately? Huh? What's that? Well, your brain is weak. Your brain is soft. What's the difference between someone who's a Navy SEAL and someone who's not a Navy SEAL? One person didn't give up. One person didn't quit. Yeah, you have to pass physical tests, and it's mental strength. It's always mental strength. It always comes down to mental strength. Yeah, it's hard work. Yeah, it's skill. And it's a combination of luck and timing and everything with certain things, whether it's business or sports. I mean, there's a lot of genetics and there's a lot of just fucking sheer luck and who knows. But a lot of it is just, if you quit, you get nothing. If you keep going, you find a way, or you can find a way, or you can get better at a skill and you can develop it. And that's all that it is. So it's who's going to be able to adapt I'm not saying you're going to thrive and you're going to do better and you're going to make more gains now. It's not about building muscle. This is not about building muscle physically. This is about building muscle mentally. Get ready for it. I mean, you might be lifting, doing push-ups, doing stuff. Maybe you're running still. Maybe you're doing pull-ups outside. I don't know what you're doing. I hope you're doing something. Swole fam, whether you're a member, whether you're not, I hope you're doing something active, doing yoga. Look, if you don't have access to heavy weights, you're going to lose some fucking muscle. You might lose a lot of muscle over time. That's fine. You've built it before. You can build it back. It's calories, it's time, it's resistance. We have to understand that there's more important things and there's more important things that we need to address. And now we have the time to address all these vulnerabilities. These vulnerabilities will eat us alive. And usually, what's the excuse for training? Tell me, what's usually the excuse for training? What's the excuse for yoga? What's the excuse for meditation? What's the excuse, blah, blah, blah? I don't have time. I don't have time. Oh, but I don't have time. Oh, I'm so busy. Well, you're not fucking busy now. Some people are busy. First responders are busy. The nurses, the garbage men, like the people are still taking out the trash, fucking EMTs. You have the police, fire, doctors, National Guard, all the people that are fucking working to dispatch people. Like, there are people working their fucking asses off. But everyone else, we're quarantined in order to take care of each other, to give those people, to give those first responders the ability to stop this fucking thing. So you have the time. You have the time to practice the most important things. Are you going to do it? Maybe. Are you going to watch everything on Netflix and Amazon Prime? Maybe too. Maybe you do both. You got time. But now you have the fucking time to actually do some of this stuff. You have no fucking what's your fucking excuse? What's your excuse? You can find everything for just Google it. Go on YouTube. You got everything there. Google it. Google it. You don't have to join Swolenormous X to access all this. Go Google it. Do something else for free. It's available. Information. There's no shortage of information. I created Swolenormous X to have everything in one place done my way. That way people don't have to go and search and look for everything. I want to provide everything to my community in one place in this manner. So that's what I did. You can go and do it. You have all the time in the world. So there's no excuse there anymore. I don't have time. And good thing with meditation, you don't need any equipment. If you're watching this, you have all the tools you need to research it to the fucking tits. You have all the fucking time in the world. So we have a couple options. We can adapt or we can die. And that's it. We adapt or die physically, mentally, emotionally, whatever you want to say. So what I will say is I'm not going to change my delivery. I'm not going to change how I talk about content. And if I can provide you some inspiration to fucking break through this, I'm going to. And I'm always going to do it my way. It would be nice if I could please everyone, wouldn't it? It would be nice, but that's impossible. So I say don't even fucking try, because you won't. And if whoever's watching, if you don't like the way I'm talking right now, if you want an arm around the shoulder, and if you want to cry it out, then find someone else. Because I'm sure there are people out there that want to cry it out, which is fine, but I'm not going to wallow in misery. I'm going to do the best I can and try to spread that fucking fire the best I can, because we're all in this together. And it's important to recognize what advantages we have with this extra time for the things that we can work on that are going to be the most important tools for us for the rest of our life. If you can master or improve dramatically your meditation practice in these upcoming weeks and months of quarantine and restricted access and social distancing, you are giving yourself the tools to weather any storm now until the end of your fucking life. And if you don't want to take advantage of that now, then don't. But you're just allowing yourself to be more and more vulnerable to everything else that will come, because this is just the tip of the iceberg. Most of us have many years left. There's many more opportunities for things to get even worse or better, and everything in between. So adaptability, we have to adapt. We're in this situation together. It is what it is. And we have to make smart decisions, quick decisions, but we also have to be ready to hurry up and wait and take aggressive action, but also be insanely patient for the outcome. It's just like lifting weights. It's just like making progress with meditation. Like, it takes time. We're so used to things. Hey, we want this now. How come you don't have this now? Well, because viruses don't give a shit about your, your fucking soccer league. Doesn't care about your career. Doesn't care that, oh, but I was going to graduate in 2 weeks. Oh, but what about spring break? Virus doesn't give a fuck. No fucks. Because that shit doesn't matter. Your graduation, a birthday party, a cruise, whatever the fuck you're missing, a show. Oh, my movie got delayed. I wanted to see it. That doesn't fucking matter. It doesn't. You're being a selfish cunt. It doesn't fucking matter. It really doesn't. It'll come back. It'll come back. We'll have them again. We'll have them online. We'll have them in a different way. We'll have them in a different venue. New entertainment venues and new options and new businesses will open up and people will get different types of jobs and things might come back to semi-normal. Then we'll implement new things to keep people at more of a distance in other places where we can mitigate the risk of this in the future, but then we socialize in other ways over here. And I don't know. But, we're all in this together. So what are we going to do? Are we going to lose our shit or are we going to make sure that we use this time wisely or waste it? There's always a positive. There's always a pro. And now that you have an abundance of time, you can channel that to some serious fucking skill. The question is, will you? So those of you that are in Swolenormous X, it's time to make those brain gains. It's time to fucking go in on that shit. And we have a big release. So let me just wrap this up. I want to remind you that tomorrow on the Swolenormous channel will be the podcast. So ask Papa Swole live on the Swolenormous channel. I'll Swole text you, those of you that are unlimited members. I'll also give a swipe up link. I usually do a little Instagram story before I go live, so you could swipe up there too. So just keep an eye on my Instagram story. And for tomorrow's Ask Papa Swole live, and we'll just do questions. And I'll do my best to make sure if there's anything else I can do for the chat feature. I'm sure they're probably overloaded or the nodes are burnt out. Who the fuck know? The servers crash because everyone's doing the same thing at the same time. Who knows? Let's see. What was I going to say? Ask Papa Swole live. Let's see. And Monday. That's right. Swole fam. Monday at 12 noon, our accountability meeting every single week. If you're interested in joining the Swole fam, you can learn more, swolenormousx.com. You could join the Swole fam for less than $3. And at swolenormousx.com, all the details for the unlimited memberships are there as well. The Swole at Home special, running aggressive specials now for to make sure that everyone has access to meditation, to training, to the programs, home exercises, all the stuff you could do at home this time. So make sure you check that out so you can swap out your gym membership for just getting it done. We're getting it done. But all these things I'm talking about, all 7 pillars we cover in Swolenormous X. So brain gains is very important. But those of you that are members, weekly accountability meeting Monday at 12 noon, major releases. So we have the new Scorched Earth week. And that's going to be shown, and it's going to be, of course, you could do that at home. So everything's going to be transitioning and designed so you'll be able to swap out things that you need to depending on your equipment. Of course, we got new Swollen 7 stuff coming, new sections. So huge releases there. Yoga, Swolga, brain gains, Swolosophy. Got a lot of stuff coming. Literally major release. This is like the first of many gangster releases. So I'm super amped, pumping out tons of content. So those of you that are there, you're really going to love it, but we need to make sure that we're focusing on the most important areas of our training, and that's going to start upstairs. So don't wait to start meditating. Don't wait to start making some fucking brain gains. So bummer McSlummer with the live chat today. So we didn't do the Swole card. We'll just do it tomorrow. Oh well, but we're here every day. So tomorrow, 14:16, Ask Papa Swole live will be on the Swolenormous channel, and I'll see you there. So thank you, fam, for joining me for episode 1415 of the Most Muscular Swolecast, Beardcast, Broadcast, Gamecast, Mancast, Pimpcast, Sleazecast, and Slaycast in the realm. Because when I flex, you flex, we all flex our biceps. See you tomorrow. Ask Papa Swole live, Swolenormous channel on YouTube. Peace, McGee's, deuce, Magoose, ya boy, Papa Swole. Out.